Welcome, everybody. It's the Radio Surgery Show with Dr. Gil Lederman, MD, New York's only Harvard-trained, triple board-certified radiation oncologist who brings you the latest cancer treatment news, interviewing world-renowned cancer experts, delving into special cases, and, of course, answering your questions. I'm Rob Redstone, broadcasting from the WOR studios in the heart of New York City. And now, please welcome Dr. Lederman.
Hi, good evening. It's Gil Lederman. This is our fifth unique radio show hour of the weekend. So you're welcome to listen to us every Saturday on WABC at 5 to 6, and then WOR from 1:30 to 2:30, 3 to 4 a.m., 6 to 7 a.m., and finally tonight, 9 to 10 p.m. We have Ed and Noah in the control panel. They're the experts who run this show and studio. And if you have questions or concerns, you're welcome to call us. We're live. We're at 1-800-321-0710, 1-800-321-0710. And again, my name is Dr. Lederman from Radio Surgery New York. And our goal of the show is to provide information to help you have a better life and a healthier life. I wanted to start out with a news article that was in the press that looked at this chemical resveratrol, which is in red wine and dark chocolate, and we've all kind of come to believe that a little red wine is going to help us. Well, actually, there's a study, believe it or not, that looks at the so-called or the possible benefits of resveratrol. And there was an article by Melissa Healy in the science section of the New York Times, and she quoted this study from JAMA, which is the Journal of the American Medical Association, so it's a very prestigious journal. She starts out saying, so you've been feeling virtuous, drinking red wine, nibbling on dark chocolate, and popping grapes, thinking you're reaping life-extending, disease-fighting, health-promoting benefits of resveratrol. She says you'll need to think again, as a new study suggests that high levels of resveratrol consumed as part of a regular diet are not linked to lower levels of cancer, cardiovascular disease, or inflammation, and they do not appear to prolong life. So I know this might upset a lot of you, but let's look at the facts, and that's what we're here for, the facts. And if you have other facts, not opinions, but facts, please show them to me, because we deal with facts. So the latest research looked on this chemical, and it was conducted on the senior population of two villages in Chantilly region of Italy. Well, Chantilly region of Italy, you can imagine there's lots of red wine drinkers. There were 783 men and women aged 65 and older, whose health and resveratrol intake was tracked between 1998 and 2009, so 11 years, and it was published Monday in JAMA, Internal Medicine. Fewer than 1% of the study population took vitamins, minerals, or herbs, so it didn't interfere with the study. And as might be expected, in Chantilly area of Italy, wine drinking areas, red wine was a regular feature in most people's daily diets. So in the 783 men and women, over a third of the people died during the 9 years. 27 of those were healthy, and they developed cardiovascular disease, and 4.6 developed cancer. But, here's the big but, and I quote her study, her report, but whether a study participant consumed high levels of resveratrol or none at all, the study revealed no differences in the rate of cancer, cardiovascular disease, death, or inflammation. So, wow, if you like red wine, I guess you're going to keep on drinking red wine, but it may not be buying you the health benefits that you think. And Dr. Sinclair from Harvard said that the Chantilly study certainly casts doubt on a central tenet of the French paradox. That is, that resveratrol in red wine consumed by French has kept cardiovascular disease low in a country where saturated fat is plentiful. So, of course, Americans are already spending $30 million a year on resveratrol supplements, ranging in potency from equal of a few red glasses of wine to doses that are hundreds of times greater. The dietary supplements may be ineffective at prolonging life or may not be even safe, which we've talked about on earlier shows. He went on to say there is no data concerning the safety in high doses or for long-term supplementation in older people who are often taking multiple medications. So it's new news, it's headline news, and why do we talk about it? Because it may help you live. And if you can't get a benefit from it, you may not want to waste your time and money on that. I want to talk about cases. Cases tonight. A lot of cases and a lot of news reports. Again, if you have comments, you're welcome to call us. As I said, Noah and Ed are in the control booth at WOR. My name is Dr. Lederman from Radio Surgery New York. We're a private cancer treatment center, which means you're our boss, not the drug companies, not the surgeons, not the others. And we're there for you, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. I want to talk about a man who came in, a 59-year-old man who came in with flank pain. And, a lot of patients come and they have diagnoses that are unproven. They had flank pain and they come in and they said, I had sciatica or I had kidney stone or I had this or I have that. But the one thing that's missing is proof. And this man came in on the 28th, so just a few days ago. His doctor worked him up. He had flank pain. He was suspicious. He also lost weight. He lost 20 pounds. And he had a CAT scan of the abdomen and pelvis, and the CAT scan showed a large mass in the kidney that was consistent with a kidney cancer. Now, the usual treatment is removing the kidney or part of the kidney. The patient usually goes to the urologist, and parts of the kidney are removed, or in fact, even all of the kidney removed. Well, this man heard about our work, and he heard that there are options, choices. And he came, and we reviewed all the data, and he had a workup showing the cancer had not traveled. So, in fact, yes, he's a candidate for non-invasive treatment called radiosurgery. It's a technology that we brought to this country many years ago. We've treated now about 20,000 patients. Radiosurgery, it's a misnomer. I know we have a friend of a patient from New Jersey, Gail, who says don't use that word. Say radio zapping or radio beaming. But that's the word, and the idea was that the radiation beam was going to substitute for surgery, going to hit the cancer and try to make the cancer go away or go in remission. And in fact, it usually works 90% of the time for kidney cancer and other cancers, lung cancer and pancreas cancer and others. We can stop the cancer where we hit it, usually for the rest of the life of the patient. So we saw this man. He was on narcotics for pain. The pain was so severe. He has a big mass in the kidney. We explained to him the situation, that there's a good chance that we can put him in remission non-invasively, and he can save the rest of his kidney. So it certainly makes sense. We tell everyone all the options. We're not afraid of talking about surgery, and we're not afraid of talking about all the options, including, in this case, radiosurgery, which is a non-invasive treatment options. By the way, my son just looked at the data for kidney cancer metastatic to the lung, and many patients, unfortunately, have kidney cancer that travels to the lung, and other cancers too, like breast cancer and lung cancer and colon cancer and sarcomas, so many. And the metastasis rate in the lung with successful outcome where we target the cancer right now, current data, according to Ariel Lederman, is 94%. And that data is going for a presentation at a big national cancer meeting. So I applaud him for his great work. And for patients who are interested in kidney and other cancers, please feel free to give us a call, or really best yet is to make an appointment so we can review all the data and your situation in detail. And speaking of treatment of metastasis, I want to speak about a woman, an 86-year-old woman, black woman from French-speaking from the islands, who had, that's always good in cancer, had metastatic breast cancer. She had about 5 spots in 2013, and we treated them over the course of the year. Each spot usually gets 5 treatments. Each treatment's about 15 minutes. People come in, get a treatment, and go home or go to work or go to lunch. Usually it's very well tolerated. So we treated her spots of cancer, metastatic, stage 4. So some people think, oh, it's stage 4, you can't do anything, you can't help. But listen to this. She's now come in for the second PET scan in a row, negative. The cancer has been successfully treated, and she's in remission. So there's a woman, 86, metastatic breast cancer, multiple spots, treated with radiosurgery, in remission. Not only now, but she's been in remission since last year. So she'll be back usually every 3-4 months. We get a repeat scan. She's on no treatment, no chemo, no surgery. We used focused beam radiation last year, and she's in complete remission. So congratulations to her, and especially to her sons. Her sons are physicians, and no one ever told them about radiosurgery. They were a little upset. They had to find out for themselves as physicians about radiosurgery for their mother with stage 4 breast cancer, now in remission. We're going to hear a word for some new voices talking about radiosurgery, and then we'll be back to take your questions. You can call us if you wish at 1-800-321-0710. We're at the WOR studio live in Manhattan, 1-800-321-0710. And be right back.
For cancer treatment, most prefer effective, non-invasive, well-tolerated outpatient therapy. With Dr. Lederman, the radiosurgery pioneer, that's our goal, too. He's first in America, first in New York, first for you with body radiosurgery. We hit your cancer with no cutting, no bleeding. Dr. Lederman has decades of experience with primary and metastatic large or small cancers from head to toe. Cancer treatment with possibly a second chance for you, even if chemo, radiation, or surgery didn't work or isn't tolerated. Our goals are best results and quality of life. Meet Dr. Lederman to hit the cancer. For a free booklet DVD, call 212 Choices, 212 Choices for a fresh second opinion. Most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid, accepted. Not only super convenient, super. Broadway and 38th in Manhattan. To hit your cancer, see Dr. Lederman, 212 Choices.
With Dr. Lederman, the best prostate cancer treatment is custom tailored for you. Each man with prostate cancer is unique and seeks the best results based upon PSA, Gleason score, and stage. That's why Dr. Lederman's custom tailored prostate cancer treatment is most logical. Not every man should get the same treatment. Dr. Lederman's custom prostate cancer treatment is all outpatient. Our goals are your best results, avoiding radical surgery, maintaining your sexual and urinary function, and your life. Most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid accepted. Call Dr. Lederman at 212 Choices, 212 Choices for a fresh second opinion and free. Not only super convenient, super in Manhattan, 38th and Broadway. To hit the cancer, call Dr. Lederman, 212 Choices. Cherish your life. Custom prostate cancer treatment with Dr. Lederman, 212 Choices.
Welcome back to the Radio Surgery Hour. This is Rob Redstone here with Dr. Gil Lederman at the WOR studios in the heart of New York City. We're just a few steps from the Radio Surgery New York Cancer Treatment Center on Broadway and 38th Street. Dr. Lederman, the leading cancer expert, treats prostate cancer non-invasively. He was the first in New York with fractionated brain radiosurgery, and he's the first in America and in the Western Hemisphere with body radiosurgery. You can also call Dr. Lederman at 212 Choices for a free informative booklet and DVD. Hey, Dr. Lederman, we're back.
Hi, we're back, and I want to talk about a woman, 59 years old, black woman with diabetes. Her mother died at age 45 of breast cancer, and now she comes in with breast cancer. She had a needle biopsy, and then she had a lumpectomy, which means the lump of cancer was removed, along with a lymph node. The lymph node was negative. So she had a small cancer. There's a staging system to tell you the extent of the cancer, T1, T2, T3, T4. She is T1, so she has the smallest stage, the lowest stage, and the sentinel node was negative. So actually, she's very favorable risk. She was seen by a chemo doctor who recommended extensive chemo and then the radiation and came to us for a second opinion. Well, in fact, she's got a great prognosis. 90% chance she's going to be cancer-free. She's going to live a normal life. And we certainly believe that by providing the radiation after lumpectomy, and there's data to show that women who have their breast intact, remove the lump of cancer,